Hey, what's up everyone? It's your favorite console builder, Goodserion here, back in Neo Sphere. And today's the day. What do you may ask? Today's the day that we're starting some build school. So, we're gonna go just topic by topic, maybe one or two per video. We're gonna start off with just probably just pillars and arches on this one. When we're talking pillars, columns, which I'm gonna be using those two interchangeably, we're gonna look at the architectural style behind them because there's three main orders that they're not that important to Minecraft, but if you want to get good at building and you want to understand building, this is so the golden ratio. If you guys aren't familiar, it's basically just proportions that like we deem as perfect because they're based off of our own bodies. So the Greeks studied the forearm to their wrist and like their elbow to their shoulder. It always followed like the right proportion, and they took the sturdiness of the human body and they took those same proportions towards the pillars, columns, and that's kind of where they started at. So the ratio is like 1.6 1 to 6. It's not that important for Minecraft building. You don't need to know the exact numbers really. In my world over here, I did a few like Minecraft imitations of them. So first, and Ionia developed the second order, Ionic, which are my personal favorite columns. I think they're beautiful. They're characterized by the spirals on the side that are based on like spirals in like a human hair or certain blades of grass outside. These are called volutes. And the Doric order, the Doric order does not have volutes. The Doric order is meant to be the male form. So it follows more strictly sturdier male proportions. And the Ionic order is supposed to be the feminine counterpart, right? So, like, it's not that important for Minecraft building. You don't need to know the exact numbers really. It's just like there's some background knowledge. So in my world over here, I did a few like Minecraft imitations of them. So first, the Doric order. You'll still see them like if you walk around your town today, go to your college campus, you'll see Ionic columns in universities usually. It's associated with knowledge, like scholarly activities. If you have the Ionic columns, so for the Greek temples, they're always elevated from ground levels. So you're looking up. You have to approach on a staircase. That adds the monumentality of the building. That's a really important aspect of that classical architecture. And still in our American neoclassical architecture, like Washington D.C., Lincoln Memorial, and these generally are an odd-sided number. So you'll typically see 4, 6. Maybe 8, but definitely 4 or 6 columns. If you go to your local university, or maybe an old prestigious building in your town, banks have Corinthian columns a lot of time, which we will get to. Those are the third order, and those are the ones that were later developed more by the Romans, and they're very popular with the French during the Renaissance, and you'll see them all over Paris. If you walk like central to get into a building, you don't want to run into a pillar. So that's how it develops. And they add extra depth to their ceilings using this method that I'm sure you've seen a bunch of times. It's called coffered ceilings.
Corinthian columns are used by institutions like banks and capitals to signal authority and prestige without having to say it.
Only a few people will pay attention to it, and even fewer will even realize what's going on. But subconsciously, as a passerby, you'll feel it.
Because the pillars themselves and their relation to each other, that's literally it. That's the main thing you got to figure out. So, as soon as you can figure that out, the less building becomes a headache, and the more the more you can do and the less you have to think about doing. Just know that in the future. But building wise, design wise, it's still pretty accurate. I mean, I think so for Minecraft's sake, right? Once you make a pillar, you're gonna have to learn structure blocks. If you want to be really efficient with them, I'm gonna make a video on that coming up too, guys. It's no mods. It's like no extra thing in the marketplace. It's in the default game. I'll show you guys all about them. But we'll get to these on a later date, and we'll break it down in a way that it makes sense. But these are going to be crucial for if you want speed, efficiency, and you want to like get into the routine of like, all right, I'm sitting down, I'm making a building. It's a lot easier to go piece by piece, build them before, like have the components, then implement the components in there, which most people think might just be a PC thing, but no, like we have copy and pasting on here. It's just a little bit more complex, and on console it's just not talked about as much. Like we're more casual over here, so people don't really bring that stuff up. I didn't even find out about it, honestly, until I was 3 years into my city. We're gonna end on the 2 P's. Last 2 things: pediments and porticos. Porticos have a pediment, but pediments don't always have a portico. Honestly, I think it just means patio. Is that where the word patio comes from? Here's one under construction. Still in the beginning stages, but first few steps already completed. We can see the staircase and the setback here. You always want to start with the staircase and the setbacks. Did you know that? You're golden. We're laying out them pillars. I hope you enjoyed the video, guys. We're going to be doing this. We're going to have a lot more to come. Have a wonderful day, all of my building brothers.